Hi, I'm Tom Russell with Furniture Today, and I'm pleased to be here with Luis Ruesga, CEO of Zuo. Luis, I want to thank you so much for taking time to spend with us here at Furniture Today talking about the summer Las Vegas market.
Thank you, Thomas. It's a pleasure to see your face again and happy to be talking about shows.
Yes, sir. That is a good thing. I know we've been in conversation the past several weeks on and off talking about a variety of issues related to COVID-19, supply chain, and other areas. But here we are talking about at a market, talking about a market. So I know that's a nice change for a lot of people in the industry, you included.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we hit a trade show was the Guadalajara show in February.
Yes.
And so far, I think we have about 10, 15 shows that have been postponed. So we're very excited to be back in Vegas.
Excellent, excellent. And you have come to Las Vegas with a very impressive product introduction. I believe when we spoke, we were talking about some 280 SKUs across multiple categories. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So at Zuo, we have 4 releases a year. So we always release products in the summer, the spring, summer, fall, and winter. And this year, because of the pandemic, we decided not to stop developing products for the year 2020. We figured out that the trends are only going to stay for so long. And maybe if we hold them back, it will be too late by the time that we release it. So we decided to go forward. So for this summer Vegas show, we have about 200 new items that we're exhibiting for the first time in conjunction with the Atlanta America's Mart. So we're very excited about that.
Yes, indeed. And what categories are covered with this introduction?
So the main category that we are on board this season is the occasional furniture. So we're going to have a lot of occasional chairs, more of our Mexico local upholstery manufacturer. So we have about 15 models of those with no tariffs made on demand at our factory in Tijuana, Mexico. And a lot of occasional like side tables, coffee tables, sofa tables, primarily from our factories in India. So we're very excited about that.
Yes, and looking at the images, reading the descriptions, you continue to show a style leadership with a lot of color, a lot of mixed media. The bases, metal bases mixed with glass tops and chairs with metal bases, gold frames, contrasting with different colors. How do you go about deciding on such a creative palette?
Well, Zuo has always been a colorful, flamboyant, very wild line. So we're not afraid of color, texture, fabrics, flowers, and we're keeping on the same line. The mixed media, it has been a huge request over the last 2 or 3 years. Almost every new item that we have needs to combine 3 different materials: glass, stone, metal, bronze, something like that to make it interesting, not just a single piece material. And the colors as well. Always we will have the basic gray fabrics or brown velvets, but we always make sure to have a wild component in yellow or pink or stripes, something that to call the attention. So when the retailers put that on the floor, they can get immediately the attention from the consumers.
That's extremely important because we've heard now consumers are having to, as inventories are becoming depleted, consumers are now having to go to their second, their third, maybe a fourth choice, including items that are being discontinued. So having some freshness on the floor, I think, is going to work to the advantage of your customer base, it sounds like.
Yeah, and I think it opens the opportunity for the buyers or the retailers not to be afraid to try something different. Maybe, like you mentioned, it's not their first option, but they will be able to discover something new that they never thought that they will get the traction. Same thing with something as contemporary as Zuo. In the past, companies in the Midwest, they might think that it's too contemporary or too modern for them, but now that they are giving it a chance to new merchandise because they have to, they're discovering that they have a clientele who's looking for those specific segments.
Yes, indeed. Now, your countries that you mentioned too, Mexico, particularly with the upholstery, you have your own upholstery production facilities in Mexico. That's Zuo factory, and in India. So you can sort of bring a multitude of different looks. I know India is doing some very exciting things, but so is Mexico. Can you talk a little bit about each country and their benefits and how that is going to be noticed on your showroom floor?
Yeah, absolutely. We started manufacturing more and more in India at the beginning because of the tariffs.
Yes.
So we saw the need of finding an alternative country to manufacture things. And like everybody was going to Vietnam, we discovered that Vietnam was more of a traditional or transitional manufacturing environment. So that's why we decided maybe not to go to Vietnam and go to India, that we found that they have more precious materials, especially metal. And
Mm.
that allows to have the multiple materials into just one component. So India has been great. Yes, the delivery times are a little bit longer, but it has been a great partnership. We have a small office in Moradabad where we employ about 6 people, where they go and do the quality control and the shipments, etc. So very glad to be with them. And in Tijuana, well, I'm originally from Mexico, from the city of Guadalajara, and
Yes.
we wanted to have our own upholstery company as close to the border as possible. So we did this in Tijuana. We bought an existing factory and acquired all 208 employees with us.
Mm.
And it's close for me enough to fly there. I can be there in an hour and a half and come back, and or I can drive for 8 hours, and that way we can control the quality control. We were able to retain some of the employees that were there, especially the management, and right now we're producing some of those upholstery for the medium and medium low customers like Home Goods and some other companies that we can produce. So right now, our facility, we're doing about 700 frames a week, and
Mm.
we're pretty much working at capacity there.
Very good. Yes. Mexico, we've been writing a little bit about Mexico lately, and certainly the proximity to the market, the speed to the market, the ability to ship in full or mixed truckloads, getting across the border to a U.S. warehouse, huge advantages.
Yeah.
But we realize too that Asia obviously still has its own individual talents as well, and we look forward to seeing some more out of there. Tell us, I guess, briefly. There's been such an emphasis on inline goods, and I'm sure that you are fulfilling that need as well. But it must be an absolute great opportunity to be able to offer new in the marketplace now.
Well, like you say, right now the demand for domestic products is as high that even the items that you have been sitting in your warehouse for 3 years and being discontinued, suddenly they're the hottest sell thing, right?
Yes, yes.
People are just looking for merchandise for immediate delivery. So having new items coming every week or every month, it's a great refresh, and it's gaining a lot of attraction, especially on our virtual tours from our website. So if you go to like our website, you can walk all the showrooms and
Hmm.
you can see all the new pieces, place your order online. So even for people who didn't have the chance to come to Atlanta or to Vegas, or they're still thinking about it, it's great to have some of the virtual options to see the new furniture.
For sure, for sure. And it'll certainly be an interesting mix of traffic. We know that there's some showrooms closed there this week, so hopefully that will concentrate some of the traffic that's there into those that are open.
I
Um,
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there is people who we have an appointment system, and we have seen a great result so far for Atlanta and
Yes.
Vegas. I think, especially the local people, the ones who can drive directly to the show, definitely we see an affluence there. I understand that a lot of the showrooms that are closed is because the owners or the management is out of the country. So
Yeah.
companies that cannot come from Canada or from Mexico or from China, so it is hard for them to manage a showroom that way.
True.
But I think maybe we will not see the best show ever, but I think if we take enough precautions, we can have a successful show.
Indeed, indeed. Well, it sounds like you've got a lot for people to see, and we wish you the best during the show. We will probably catch up back with you by cell phone, perhaps during the show, just to see how it's going, and and just check in. So we look
Yeah.
forward to catching up again. But thank you for taking time at this busy time, and wish you the best, Luis, and we'll look forward to continuing our conversation with you.
Thank you, Thomas. And I will make sure that we keep updating you with the most successful releases after the market so you can share with the rest of your audience. And again, thank you, Bill, and all the staff for Furniture Today to keep informing us during this pandemic. It has been a great relief every day to read your news.
Thank you, sir.